Once upon a time, in a peaceful village, there stood a large, strong tree. Its branches stretched high into the sky, and its leaves created a cool shade on hot summer days. The tree was old and wise, having lived for many years in the same spot. But more than anything, the tree was full of love. Near the tree lived a little boy. Every day the boy would come to the tree to play. He would climb its thick branches, swinging from them like a monkey. He would gather its leaves and pretend they were treasures, collecting them in a small pile. The tree loved the boy very much. Whenever the boy came, the tree would feel joy. As time passed, the boy grew older. He still visited the tree, but less often. When he did come, he no longer climbed its branches or played with its leaves. Instead, he would sit under the tree, resting in its shade. One day, the boy, now a young man, came to the tree with a sad look on his face. The tree noticed and gently asked, "What's wrong, my boy?" "Why are you sad?" The young man sighed. "I'm not a child anymore. I need money to build a life for myself, but I don't have any." The tree thought for a moment and then said, "Take my apples, dear boy. You can sell them in the market and make money." The young man's face brightened with hope. He climbed up the tree and gathered all the apples he could carry. He took them to the market, sold them, and made enough money to start his new life. The tree was happy to have helped the boy. But after that day, the boy didn't visit the tree for a long time. The tree missed him greatly. Time went by and the tree grew lonely. One afternoon, many years later, the boy, now a grown man, returned to the tree. The tree was overjoyed to see him and said, "Come, boy, climb up my branches, swing from them, and play like old times." But the man shook his head. "I'm too old to climb trees," he said sadly. "I have a family now, and I need a house for them. Can you help me, tree?" The tree thought for a while. It wanted to help the man in any way it could. "You can cut down my branches," the tree offered. "Use them to build your house." The man didn't hesitate. He took an axe and cut down all of the tree's branches. He carried them away to build his house. The tree was left bare, but it didn't mind. It was happy that it could help the man. Once again, the man stayed away for many years. The tree, now without its branches, stood alone. But it never stopped thinking about the boy it loved so much. Then, one evening, the man returned. He was much older now, and his face looked tired. The tree, although it had no branches left to offer, was excited to see him again. "Come, boy," it said, "rest in my shade." The man shook his head. "I'm too old and tired to rest. I need a boat to sail far away and escape the worries of my life. Can you give me a boat?" The tree, though it was nearly bare, still wanted to help. It thought for a moment and then said, "Cut down my trunk. You can use it to build a boat." The man agreed and cut down the tree's trunk, leaving only a stump behind. He used the wood to build his boat and sailed away. The tree was now just a stump, but it was content. It had given everything it could to the boy it loved. Years passed, and the tree waited. It didn't expect to see the boy again, but deep down, it still hoped. One day the boy, now an old tired man, came back. He walked slowly, using a cane, and his steps were heavy with age. The tree, now just a stump, recognized him immediately and said, "I'm sorry, boy. I have nothing left to give you. I have no apples, no branches, and no trunk for you to use." The old man smiled softly and shook his head. "I don't need much now. I don't need apples to sell, branches to climb, or wood to build. I'm just tired and need a place to sit and rest." The tree felt relieved. "Well," it said gently, "I am just a stump now, but you can sit on me and rest." The old man sat down on the stump, and the tree was happy again. Even though it had given everything it had, its apples, branches, and trunk, it was still able to offer a place for the boy to rest. The tree had nothing left to give, but it never regretted anything. Its love for the boy was selfless and unconditional. It never asked for anything in return, and every time it gave, It found joy in the boy's happiness. And now, even as a stump, it continued to give what little it could. And so, the boy and the tree were together again, in peace. The tree had given everything out of love, and the boy, though he had taken much, always returned to the tree in the end. The moral of the story is simple. True love is selfless and generous. The tree loved the boy unconditionally, giving everything it had without expecting anything in return. Real love doesn't ask for rewards. It finds happiness in the joy of the other. Whether it's between family members, friends, or anyone you care about, true love is about giving and caring, even when there's nothing left but the joy of being together.